Welcome to the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, Aaron connects melodies and memories with fans and artists from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, only music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your host for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Shriver.
All right, how you guys doing tonight? Sorry, we're trying to work out some last minute audio. Get all that up and running. Let me know where you guys are listening from tonight, guys. Let's see. While we figure out everything, get everything up and running. Look at this. We got this like over aerial shot now of you and I both.
You have a little bit of an echo online, live. You're a little echoey.
That's what I was hearing earlier. That's what I thought I was hearing.
Kind of sound like you're in a fishbowl. Let's try this. Can you talk?
Let me check all my.
I fixed it. Whoop, whoop.
All right. So you can hear it online like that. See, that's what I was telling you about earlier, I thought.
Yeah, I fixed it.
But you can still hear us through.
Mm-hmm. You're not echoing anymore.
This is the fun part of doing everything live. What? Echoey? What are you laughing at?
I said a whoop, whoop, and then 10 seconds later, I get a whoop, whoop in my ear.
Oh, oh, that's gonna be weird for you now because you're gonna hear everything back like 10 seconds later. Now that you're, look at that.
I think we're good though. You're gonna have to mute. Everything's gonna have to stay muted on the screen.
Okay.
So, all right, let's go.
That's weird because it's never used to be like that.
Times are changing.
Just make sure. Sorry, guys. We're working everything out. Who's fishbowling? Yeah, who is fishbowling, Jay? So this is fun. So this is the first time we're doing like two mics, all these different camera angles. Look at this. I'll show you guys what we got going on tonight. Since this is a brand new season, we're
new
excited.
look.
Let's see.
There's my cheek.
So we have like all these camera angles now.
Oh, more to view. Yay.
It is. Oh, I don't like my up close though. No,
I don't either.
I like that one.
Let's do the aerial.
Yeah, right, we'll keep that one. I just gotta make sure I always turn the right stuff on. And yeah. All right. So you ready?
Let's go.
All right, guys. See, that's where I was like, I'm muted on here too. That's what I was hearing earlier. All right. Hello and welcome everyone to season 5 of the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, a place where we connect melodies, memories with fans, artists, and passionate driven individuals in and around the music community. I'm your host, Aaron Shriver. Tonight, our mission is, see, we redid this. Now I have to go back and I'm all used to reading the same line all the time. So this editing is going to be fun tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tonight, our mission is to provide a platform for the passionate singers, motivated fans, or just someone who's making a difference in the world to share their stories with our listeners. We hope everyone listening leaves inspired with a positive outlook on life and appreciative of our guests and the message they are trying to share. So when you wrote this, though, you forgot to put yourself in there because you're now the co-host. Did you ever read this out loud, too? This is
I
funny.
didn't read it out loud.
Yeah, you got to read things out loud. This could be a train wreck tonight. I love it. Oh, well, we can go back and edit that. We'll be all right there. So tonight we are presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution, cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. Find them at arlorevolution.com. Our on-screen sponsors tonight are on Hardwire by Joel. Original custom artwork inspired by your life moments, treasured photos, and memories. And our good buddy Corey Oliphant and the Original Church Choir. Honored to have him and the OC as a sponsor each week. We thank all of our sponsors for continued support and growth of the show. If you enjoy listening to the show and you are looking for ways to support or sponsor it, we're currently looking for on-air and on-screen advertising sponsorships. So if you're interested in having us promote your business, please reach out. However, truly the heart and soul of our show is our Patreon page. Tiers start at just $1. Sign up for a full year and get 2 months for free. If Patreon is something you can't do, the next best way to support the show is to like, share, review, and subscribe anywhere you can find it. Talk about it every week. If you have an iPhone, click that little Apple podcast app. Hit follow the show. I think if you like it, you download it. I was telling everybody today, if you've seen our Instagram, every 1,000 downloads we get, we plant a tree somewhere in the world. So it's something cool that we partnered with was it Plant One Tree that we partnered up with. And I look forward to seeing what we could do with that. I think we're already up to like 20 trees somewhere. So definitely check out all that stuff on Apple. Download us, stream us, whatever you can do. But remember, always try to give us a 5-star review. And if you can, join us live every Monday night. It's fun. Interact with the guests each week, ask questions. Just have a good time. This is a lot of reading. So we got to go back and change a lot of this stuff. This is why new season. We're trying
just to make a point. Your wife said, "Read all of this and make sure it's okay." And you're like, "It's good, babe. I trust you."
Yeah, I did say that. I did say that. That was fun. But hey, if you guys want to check things out, we did a soft launch on it, but it is official, up and running still. Gaining fast on Memphis.com. Check it out. There's going to be a lot of new things. We announced Taylor Hendricks is going to be our social media reporter over there on the site. She'll have her own little blog site. She'll be doing concert reports, everything, tons of stuff over there. So check that out, the website out. Find out how to sponsor, how to download us, everything you need, and some cool merch over there. We're going to be dropping some new shirts soon too. So check that out. And yeah. Okay. Note to self, we need to edit page 1. I love it. All right, guys. Tonight we welcome in North Carolina native Katelyn Gardner. Like I said before, North Carolina must put something in the water. After moving to Nashville, Katelyn got to be a part of The Voice on season 15. For me, though, it's always been his songwriting craft that has blown me away. Katelyn was born for the stage. He co-wrote the single Tomorrow with Chris Harris, Blue Foley, and Jim Kaufman. And if y'all are friends of the show, you've definitely heard that song a few times already on the show. But tonight you're going to hear it a little different, and I can't wait. But if you haven't heard it, just wait. Tonight it's going to be a good one. But yeah, I always say it's one of the greatest songs of all time, but I think it is. I just found out it was cut, but never got released. So I'm kind of excited for that. But hey, guys, buckle up. This season kickoff is going to be a hell of a good one tonight. We're going to go ahead and welcome in Katelyn Gardner. Please work the right way. What's up, buddy? Can you hear me? All right. Let's see. He's a little low on your end, is he?
Yeah, he's a little low.
Let me see if I do this. All right, bud.
Friends, how y'all doing?
Let's see. Talk again. How you doing, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's like his mic's off, right?
Yeah, you're really quiet.
Huh.
We heard you really good earlier.
Can you hear me now?
We hear you. It's just kind of like you're really far away.
I'm not sure.
It's fun doing everything live. See, how does it sound on you?
No.
Yeah, people in the chat saying they can't hear him either. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Is there a little settings wheel next to your or on your set thing you can click and maybe change the mic setting?
Yeah, it won't let me turn it up though. It just goes how it is.
Huh.
Like the sensitivity of it, you know.
Let's go a little louder on.
I mean, I can go up, but it does still the distance. It still sounds far away.
Yeah. Try to get
a set of headphones, like Apple headphones. Does that help at all? Like this getting closer?
That's better.
Yeah, I'm getting even in the chat saying they're hearing a little better now.
Yeah.
Welcome to live podcast at its finest.
What's going on, friends? How y'all doing?
We will edit all of that out.
Yeah. Let me get everybody in the chat. If you guys can hear loud and clear, give us a thumbs up. Let us know, and then we'll get rolling before. We just want to make sure everything's sounding good.
Sounds fine.
Jay says it sounds good.
How about in your ear?
Miss Rachel, does it sound good to you?
Does it sound good? Are you right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're going to get rolling. So, hey, man, welcome to the show, dude. I'm excited for this.
Man, me too. It's just an honor to be on here, man. You've had a lot of my friends and a lot of people I look up to on this podcast. So thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, man. It was only due time. And I mean, I've been listening to your music for a few years now. I was saying, we were talking earlier on the phone. I think the first time, I remember the name of this event, but it was like, it had to be something Josh Waters, the Rock and Roll Basement or something doing. It was like 2 or 3 bars. And I knew you were playing. I heard the song Tomorrow. I'm like, holy shit, who's singing this version of it? Because it was just raining this bad. I heard it like on 2nd Avenue. I'm like, I had to run in.
Yeah.
And it was you, man. And that was my first taste of hearing you sing. And I was blown away, dude. Just blown away. So what I like to do on this show is throw it way back, dude. Back when you're in diapers, after your first musical memory, dude. Like, what was going around the house, dude? When you were crawling around the house, what was your parents listening to, man? Where was your influences coming from?
Yeah. So my earliest influences was just being in church, and my church had a gospel, like men's quartet, I would say, that also played bluegrass. So we had banjo and guitar, and my dad was a musician and a songwriter. And so growing up, just watching and hearing him sing, you can't help but want to be like your hero. So that was my thing, was I just always wanted to learn how to play the guitar, because I'm like, my dad plays guitar. So yeah, I got a lot of bluegrass influences growing up. My main instrument was dobro, and started touring bluegrass. My mom listening to a lot of oldies music, and it got me into R&B and soul music. So it kind of switched to where I was listening to a lot of Sam Cooke and Otis Redding and Temptations. And, you know, I kind of fell in love with that art of singing, because if you listen to that style, a lot of it coincides with how Keith Whitley sang.
Yeah, man.
It was just different touches in country music, you know. So yeah, that's kind of my early influences, I would say.
Did you hear that echo? No, I heard it real quick. No, I just did. So let me know if it happens now. So all right. Sorry, something got unmuted, so we had it. Sorry. Dude, I love that though, about that. The whole Keith Whitley vibes is definitely something. That was one guy we lost way too damn soon, but no, it's all good. So did you ever rebel at all with your music? I know you're talking like Sam Cooke, you got the soul, but did you ever like, I mean, I always see a trend with like songwriters and even just fans in general, music, just you get to high school and you do something like rebel, you go down track. I mean, I still do. I'm wearing a Stain t-shirt tonight. I freaking 95. I was a diehard Stain fan and back in those days, but what about
And I remember going to Walmart and picking it up. I'm like, I won't buy this record. And Mom was like, absolutely not. You know, it did. If you remember the CD cover, they had crazy pink hair. But my argument was, this is the coolest melodies I've heard, and I want to learn these melodies and put it into my other music. But that didn't fly. So
Jay's like, you're gonna have fun editing. Yeah, we're trying to work this out. I had to unmute it on here now, so because when I muted it, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know why we're having so much issues. We're not changing anything audio. Your audio, Katelyn, is going like in and out. It's coming through on our board, so we'll be able to put out the podcast, but the live, for some reason,
it's when I muted it, when you said it, because we started getting that echo at first. And then
no, it wasn't. It just happened just a few seconds ago. So that's okay. We're gonna keep rolling.
Okay.
Y'all, on the streaming side of things, it sounds phenomenal. If you guys have not gone back and listened yet, episode 100 will blow you away. I was like literally sat in my car last night for 45 minutes in the driveway listening to episode 100 of all the stories and stuff. It was awesome. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna derail, but hey, we're gonna keep rolling. If you guys, we're gonna try to work with the audio as best as we can. If not, definitely come Thursday. Make sure you tune into it online or on all the streaming apps. That's the fun part. So yeah, but dude, so you kind of just stayed on the track, dude. I love that about the soulfulness about you, because, dude, like I was born in '82, so I grew up in the '90s, like music wise, and Boyz II Men, Brian McKnight, Sam Cooke, dude, all those guys. I mean, well, Boyz II Men, Brian McKnight. I mean, Back to One was one of my jams.
Oh, dude, same. I just fell in love with all of that. I did, because it was kind of like when you remember when I was a kid, I remember I grew up playing bluegrass, and there's a lot of unbelievable bluegrass musicians. But the first time you hear Jimi Hendrix changes the way you view the guitar. You know, that singing, like all the Boys to Men stuff, it changed my viewpoint. It kind of skewed it from the direction I knew from bluegrass and Southern rock and country to a whole different playing field. You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And
What was your jam from Boys to Men? I'm kind of curious. What was the one that you'd turn on? And
I'm pretty basic on that. Back to One's kind of hard to beat.
there you go.
But I loved that stuff, but I had a huge passion for Brian McKnight songs. So
Yeah.
I was always listening to that. Yeah.
I got a job like 5-6 years. Not a long. I don't know when did I start probably 5 or 6 years ago at the Genesee Theater in Waukegan, Illinois. And my very first night that I worked there, Brian McKnight was there. I was like, dude, this is like bringing back memories. I got like to work backstage and got to see all the shit. And dude, I went out there and watched a couple of his songs. I was like, this is awesome, man. Because like that was my gig back in the 90s. I was like, when I pick up the girls with Brian McKnight or Red Light Special from TLC or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Same. Yeah.
Those jams, man. So
Hey, Katelyn, I have a quick question from one of our listeners. She wants to know where your name came from.
That would be my mama. I've got a creative mama. She draws and she makes stained glass. So she had a lot of creativity to give to me growing up. But her most creative thing was me and my baby sister's names. So I'm Charlie Katelyn Garner, and my baby sister is Martha Casmariah. Casmariah being one word. So
Rachel, thanks for that question too.
I love that. Yeah. That's a pretty name. I love that.
It's unique too.
I always wanted unique names too, but Aaron
dude,
would never let me pick.
No, we're going unique. We're going unique.
Well, the good thing is, as a good thing and a pro and a con, we should say. The pro is when somebody looks me up, there's not many Katelyns or spelling of other names even close to it, so I pop up really easy. Mm-hmm. The hard part is when I'm on stage and people ask for my socials and I start spelling it because I end up spelling it 10 times with my accent. So
yeah, that's true.
Like, wait, what did you say? Huh?
Yeah. Is it a little less country, or is this just how it is?
Yeah. Very cool.
So what'd you go to college for, man? Because you're originally from North Carolina area. What'd you study in college?
So that actually changed because of COVID. But I graduated college 2008, and I got a BS in biology, BA chemistry with concentration in physics and microbiology, and then moved to Nashville to live in a camper for 4 years.
I was just saying, man, I was kind of doing some research. I was like, well, man, this guy did some studying in college, and it's kind of like, I mean, I have like 2 degrees, and I was just like, yeah, I ain't doing that no more. It's like, once you study it for so long, you're like, I'm done. I don't want to do that.
College had a serious guitar problem. I wasn't trying. I never tried to practice or was like, I need to get better. I just loved it so much that every second that I was stressed out with school, I was picking up my guitar, literally this guitar right here. And I was playing or learning how to write and not telling anybody or playing my songs to them. But yeah.
So you leave college, you go to Nashville, and you just want to be a studio musician, is what I was reading.
Yeah, I wanted to do studio stuff, and I started off actually at County Q. A guy named Paul Compton, a guy moved to town singing for Red Marlowe. He was the first country artist that I had actually played for. And so I met, a lot of guys at County Q through him, started doing some little studio stuff in here, then picked up a couple more gigs with other artists and started touring, as a road musician. And then it wound up, I got my first publishing deal, got my first cut and up in Canada. And before I knew it, it was like, kind of like God was kind of moving me to be my own artist.
And that was with Katelyn Dawn Johnson was part of that, right?
Yeah, it was Katelyn Dawn Johnson. And my at the time, my current publisher, his name was Johnny Reed. And he's a great artist himself. Good Lord have mercy. He's got a great voice. And early on, he was the first person in Nashville to believe in me. And if it wasn't for him, honest, I wouldn't have got half as far as I've got, just because I had the chance from a person that was a good-hearted person early on when I really needed one. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. When did you start writing? Did you write at a young age? I mean, when was it really? Did you do poetry early?
I did, but like writing, looking back now, being a songwriter, writing back then was just something every once in a while I would do that was fun. It was like drawing. I loved to draw. Right. And it might have been poetry, short stories. But when I got to college is when I started really writing my own songs.
Right.
Most of it was just a love for it because I would hear a song and then I'd hear a different melody in my head. And I'm like, well, I got to play this melody. And I just jammed by myself for hours until I figured something out, that I thought was cool. So, yeah.
So what led you to The Voice, dude? I mean, everybody hears about The Voice. Your good friend Barrett Baber, I know, was on. A lot of good names came from The Voice. Ashlyn Kraft, she was on the show. She's from The Voice too.
Morgan Wallen was on there, Yeah. So what got me there was actually Barrett. My buddy Barrett Baber, he was at Losers that night. It was Losers or Winners. And I had a show and the production company was in town. So we got to talking to them and they asked me if I wanted to do a private audition. I said, yes, I'm down for anything, So, did that. They called me out to LA and, the rest is history. It was a blast. I tell you, the thing I took most from it was the opportunity to get my mom and dad out there. That was the most emotional thing to me. They're my whole world. My family means everything to me. They're the reason I got through all the hardness and the struggles of Nashville. So having them to be able to fly out there for their first time, go to Universal Studios was just really something special.
I had a buddy that was on. He got knocked out in the battle rounds. I had to see what season he was, but he was season 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So I was watching. Was your parents the ones that were at the end or during the Blind Audition?
Yeah. Mama had on a long dress and Daddy threw his cap up into the rafters.
Oh yeah, dude. Y'all gotta go watch on YouTube. You can definitely find video of it. It's so cool watching all of it. So you had Blake.
I always love watching the parents because they're so proud, and I always think like how I would be if my kids did something like that.
Oh, I could see them from the stage. I could actually see them. And the whole time I was watching their reaction, I had to remind myself, like, dude, you still got to finish this song. Like,
right? Can you imagine? I would have started crying, like I'm done.
Yeah. They kind of do that on purpose too.
I'm sure they do to make people nervous, but
I'm
sure they were so proud. I know I would be.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool. That's super cool.
So you go out there. Okay.
I was just saying I was the proud one to have them there because I truly believe I wouldn't be half the man, that I am from my mom and dad. So it was a turn moment for me because all these years, all the struggle, all the sacrifice, your family sacrifices it with you. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that's also missing out on time with you just as much as you are because you can't afford the gas to get back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it was a big, huge moment that when I'm 90 years old, if I ever make it that long, I'll still look back on that, see my mom and my dad. So.
Yeah. What a cool moment. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool. That's cool as hell, man. I love that story. What song were you singing for your blind audition?
I actually sang Dancing in the Moonlight. It was weird. I was sitting there and I got an email from them telling me like they had picked my final song. I had to turn in so many, songs. And so they turned in the song. And right when they did it, like a couple of weeks before, I had got this tattoo in Canada, and you can't see it, but there's a little moon in the middle of the guitar for like a sound hole. Yeah. And because I've just always had an affiliation with space and astromechanics and physics, that's the nerd in me. So when they sent me the email saying, "Hey, you're gonna sing Dancing in the Moonlight," me and my dad were sitting watching a documentary on the moon. I'm going, yeah, this is meant to be. I'm fine with that. As long as I didn't change it to my likings, we're
I know a guy that I could probably get you there. He was on a couple seasons or a couple episodes prior, but I had Chris Hadfield on, former astronaut. Dude, one of the best interviews I've done yet. Amazing guy. But I mean, if you want to go to the moon, we could probably.
I might be a little tall.
Next time, what we'll do is
I don't think they make an astronaut suit inside Shrek yet. But
we'll tell them to take a CD with. Like, hey, take one of Katelyn's CDs up there with you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Actually, there is I'll have to find it one of these days. Kind of you're Eric Church fan too, but I had there was a picture way back in the day. Sinners Like Me was in space. I remember seeing an astronaut. Eric Church has a picture of it, but there's a thing with Sinners Like Me was in space, and they had a picture of him. Like that's really cool to say, hey, my music was in space. Yeah.
All-time selling artists on the moon.
Right? I love it. Hey, who knows, man? Our 20 years, we might have life up there by then.
You never know, man. If Elon keeps helping us out, we will. So
that was one of the questions I asked Hadfield when I had him. We were talking, and he said Elon's further than NASA will ever be. I'm like, I don't doubt that, man. So
I don't doubt it either.
But going back to The Voice, so you're singing, you got Blake, you got Jennifer Hudson turnarounds. You end up choosing Blake. Battle rounds come. He went with another guy. That was it for you. Do you think having that background of the R&B, the Boys II Men, the Sam Cooke, if you would have chose Jennifer, if you would have went left instead of going right at that point, do you think things would have been a little different? Or if you were faced with that again, would you go a different route?
I've thought about that, but I mean, once again, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And the way that I went through the show and I got off when I did was perfect. I couldn't have planned it better because things were happening after that I wasn't in a big contract, and it was just kind of a God thing. You know, some things are a lot bigger than we can see in our current future. So I was tickled to death. But to answer your question, yeah, I have thought that, and I'll tell you why. And I don't know that anyone else has noticed this. But if you go back and you watch my audition, when Jennifer hits her button, that season they had a block button, and it was over next to the button. It was a smaller button. If you'll watch the video, she actually hits that button and then taps her thing. So she was trying to block him. So if she had got it, then I would have been on her team, you know? But everybody point that out to, they're like, oh my goodness, like you're right. Yeah.
Turned up the soul a little bit, be like, all right.
I mean, it's close too. Like for the longest time, I'm like, I think she actually got it. It just didn't count. But
so is that really like? I mean, I know TV editing and TV magic. Is that really a spur of the moment decision for you? Like, are you really? Is that? I mean, are you allowed? I know you're probably not allowed to say much, but is that really? Are you really put on a spot? What's that?
I said I'll plead the fifth.
Well, I was
scared. You only get so many opportunities to make choices like that. It's a hard choice, but for me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, I grew up listening to Blake sing, and I wanted the opportunity to shake his hand and tell him thank you for choosing me. So, yeah, I got that chance.
I'm trying to think, what team was John on? I forgot what team he went to. It was years ago. It was my buddy was John. His name was John Martin. He was on season 7.
Awesome.
He was more poppy. He's out in California now doing some stuff. So, but cool. So, but dude, I think The Voice was definitely. I think, like you said, everything happens for a reason. I think what you got to do there and everything else is you learn lessons. You evolve, and it's just all part of you. Just another stepping stone, dude, and to launch you to where you are.
Amen.
Because then after that, you come back and write probably one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life. So did that song, the song Tomorrow is what I'm talking about, guys. Did that song, whose idea was it at the very beginning? That song came from you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually wrote it before The Voice. I can't even remember how long ago. I looked it up in my phone the day we sang the work tape. But I was in a relationship at the time, and she was an unbelievable girl, really an unbelievable girl. We just wasn't right for one another. And, you know, I had that first thought and about her, and then that's where the song came from. I had to immediately start writing it. And, you know, a lot of times you're inspired by certain things, but the song becomes its own thing. I had the initial thought, and then it went on to what it is. And, oh, man, I'm telling you, the day we wrote it, the night before I'd had the idea. Next day I had to write with Chris, Blue, and Jim. And when I walk in the room, it's me and Chris, and I'm like, man, I got to play you something, you know. And he knew everything we were going through. And when I played it for him, he's like, well, I know what we're writing today. And, you know, he was kind of in a similar circumstance. So when we wrote it, it truly everything came from the heart. You know, it was a hard song to write. I'll say that. Because I heard it for the longest time because that was so emotional to me. It was so just, I could feel every word. And that's why I think I believed so much in that song for so many years. It meant so much to me. So
first time I ever heard it, it just gave me chills. I was Ashley played this little park by Joe's Live in Rosemont, Illinois. And it was like a 3-hour set. And during the set, Chris was good for at least a Disney tune or two. I always joke around about his love for Disney because it's always fun.
Oh, dude, he can sing it, let me tell you.
Oh my God, dude. And then he did Tomorrow, and I remember videoing. Like I started videoing, and I think at like 30 seconds in, I dropped my phone. I was like, I'm not videoing the rest of this. I was like, I'm like, I even came home and told my wife, I said, I'm glad I did not hear this song 10 years ago or something. Is that what I told you? Like, I remember telling you that because I think our relationship would have been different if I would have heard this song 10 years ago. Like, this guy felt it, dude. Like, I felt that song. I was just like, holy shit. Like it was one that hit me out of like just left hook out of nowhere when I first heard it. But ever since then, I still hear it. But then when I heard your version, I was like, okay, now just whole new light on the song. And it made it a completely different song. And that's why I really love having you on tonight. And we'll showcase that song here in a little bit. But your version, dude, and you said it was more the way it was written too, but I don't know, it feels like it breaks the song down a little bit more differently. But tell me how you have two writers that are in on a song, they're singing it. I'll compare this to Jeffrey Steele, What Hurts the Most. I mean, you've heard a lot of people cut that song or record that song. So you've got Tomorrow, Chris has Tomorrow. How do you make those two different songs? I mean, how did you do that? Or how
So me and Chris were in a duo for a long time, and we would write every day. I mean, there was one day, I'm not, one of the things the songwriting communities don't brag about how fast you wrote something or how many songs you wrote in one day. But that being said, there was one day we wrote 5 songs, and they didn't suck. But when we wrote it, we were in a duo. So we were practicing, when we wasn't writing, we were out singing writers' rounds. And when we went our separate ways and he started playing for Ashley, and I just was trying to reconnect with who I wanted to be as a solo artist, really. I was trying to find that voice.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it came back to the song. So being that Tomorrow was always one of my favorites, I decided I was going to start singing it out. And I never tried to make my own version or anything. It just happened that after you play something so many times, your mind and your ears start to drift towards the note choices you like. So I think that's kind of how it happened, honestly. Is like we both started singing on our own before we knew it became our version,
It's kind of funny. You said find my voice, and almost like you say everything happens for a reason. Almost you went to the voice after you were a duo to find your voice. I mean, because that almost broke you up as a single artist and kind of helped you find who you were. I mean, just kind of talking about your journey.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I read a quote that you said, "Dreams are worth chasing, and if you work hard enough, you can catch them." The toughest part about chasing your dreams, what have they been for you? You've talked about living in a camper, working 3 jobs, high-profile college degree, just to kind of go and do all this. Dude, you have a song called "Struggle Is Real," which is literally my second favorite song of yours.
Thank you. Everything you were saying, I'm like, has he heard the struggle?
Yeah, like that song just hits. Like, I mean, and that's the right hook. You talked about the left hook, Tomorrow, the right hook, Struggle Is Real. Like,
yeah.
Dude, tell me about like how real this struggle has been for you. Why do you keep going? Why do you keep getting these left and right hooks and pushing forward? What's carrying you on? What keeps your music going?
I don't know. I truly believe that ever since I was a kid, you know how you sometimes you're like, I'm meant for something, or like I want to do this. Like a kid, like my niece wants to be a veterinarian. She's wanted to her whole life, and now she's in NC State doing it. And she's wanted to since I can remember, For me, I always wanted to make music. That was it. I didn't want to make the best music in the world. I didn't want to be famous. I just wanted to make music. So every time that times got tough and it felt like I was starting over again, or, you try really hard. It's not jealousy, but you can't help sometimes to wonder after so many years, like, what am I doing wrong? Not why is everybody else getting chances, but what am I personally doing wrong? Because I can't control what everybody else is doing, but I control what I'm doing. So for me, every time it got tough, it was kind of like good Lord going, hey boy, like how much do you really want this dream? How much do you really want to share your love for songs with other people and try to make a difference or help one person? How much do you really want to do that? So yeah, I could never give it up. Every time I'd get in those moments, and I was depressed a lot of years, went up and down through depression and anxiety and dealing with all this stuff and open with my family about it. But it was just the fact that I wanted it that bad. I can remember parking cars, and that was a really rough time. I was back parking cars, got out of a relationship, kind of felt like a failure because, I went to college, but I couldn't make enough money to get by. And it just kind of hurt after having some big songs cut and just was parking cars, like
when you're parking the cars of the people that you were just working with too, weren't you?
Man, I did one year at it was CRS week, Country Radio Week. I was parking at the Omni Hotel, and I'm not joking. I parked cars for all the label heads and publishers and everybody that I had met with prior to that and had meetings with. Now I was taking their keys and parking their car. And it was one of those moments where it really did. It was kind of like the boy named Sue. It just kind of proved to me like, hey, man, like this is part of it. You got to pay your dues. And the dues are the ones that people don't know about or hear the stories on. So, yeah, it was really a humbling time too then. It got me really back to who does Katelyn truly want to be at the end of the day. And that includes my music. So, yeah.
And then to talk about the uppercut of all of it, COVID comes and you get signed to a record deal. And
yeah, well, so what happened was I had met the dream producer, Mark Bright. Man, I met him and his wife prior to COVID and just fell in love with them. They changed my life in so many ways. One being after that long period of it was just me believing in myself and my following and my mostly, people back home that just believed in me all through the years. And they constantly, without knowing it, was giving me strength to keep on going and chase the dream and, work all the crazy jobs and go out and play, But yeah, during COVID, me and Mark had just got done finishing the EP, my first EP. Tomorrow was on there and had got a record deal I was signing. The record deal was signed on March 1st, and that's when everything shut down in Nashville. The first single was going to be Tomorrow, releasing the radio on June 1st. So it didn't happen. But once again, I remember like I was actually driving down my mom and dad's driveway when I got the call that the deal wasn't happening anymore. And I was just like, all right, God, like just crying. I couldn't help it. It just came out of me because I'm sitting here 14 years. And I just kept having that idea, like 14 years, Katelyn. And after a bit, it kind of hit me once again. It was like a humbling moment. Like, man, it doesn't matter if you're there a month, 15 years, 20 years. There's no limit on how long you got to be there. You've got to figure out what you do and how to get it out to people. And if that's 2 people or 5,000, you don't have control over that. You just got to do the best you can, So yeah. I don't know. I'm long-winded tonight. You're hitting me deep in the heart.
Dude.
A lot of these questions I've never been asked or shared with people, so it feels good to share with people.
No, I mean, appreciate that, man. That's why I get the journey out of you, man, because you've had a hell of a journey, man, and fought through and
crazy time.
Now you still got the release tomorrow. Was that the same version that was gonna be on the EP? Because I know sometimes when you have
the current one out right now. Yeah,
okay.
And honestly, Mark even brought so much like more life to the song for me when we recorded this because he had a vision, he found Bless the Broken Road so to me, there was not a more perfect person that I could call my producer and my friend to go in and cut that song with. The first time in my life of living since that song was written, I finally had the version that I personally wanted. So yeah,
man, that song, dude, that song's gonna be around for a long time. I don't think it's anywhere close to being done and over with. Like that song is still bubbling, dude. So like it's gonna get caught up and someone's gonna grab it.
Really appreciate it.
I just saw Trent, who actually hooked this up. He sent me a text about my hat, dude. If you could find another one of these hats, if anybody out there, I will literally pay like anything, and I'll trade an Eric Church autograph or whatever I have to do. So the story behind this hat is my entire family lives in West Virginia, and Wheeling, West Virginia is where they're all from. Wheeling Nailers is the hockey team. There's a Wheeling Nailers hat. The only thing about this is Reebok had the NHL licensing for 1 year. This is a Reebok hat. So it's an East Coast Hockey League team, but for 1 year they had the licensing. So only like 100 or 200 of these hats were ever made. I can never find another one. So like I literally it's delicate. Yeah, one of my favorite hats in the world. I love it. And but yeah, go to wheelingnailers.com. They have tons of logo hats like this, but it's one of the same one. Yes, Trent is an awesome guy. Thank you again, Trent. Huge shout out to you, man, for hooking us up for tonight. Because this has been this has been a great kickoff for season 5, dude. I'm loving this. So, what's your future, man? I mean, we're running a few minutes over, but what's coming up for you, man? The rest of this year, 2022. What are you looking like, man? What are you gonna do?
So I was fortunate enough to be on this Country Faith project that just came out. A song I wrote, and I was the only unsigned artist to sing on it. So I'm kind of doing some promotion for that, and just honestly, I can't stop listening to it because the project's got every hero that I could ever dream of. So that was a big moment for me. kind of a pick me up since COVID. So yeah, doing that, man, and I got another single actually off of the EP that we haven't figured out when we're going to put it out, but I'm probably most excited to release that one because I haven't played it out at all. Like this is kind of like my hidden song, you know. So yeah. I'm excited about that one. Yeah. So other than that, I'm playing a lot, and I'm just loving being out playing for people. That was the big thing that happened for me during COVID was the change of pace of going from my whole career being a musician and writing to out playing. You know, right as soon as I could, I was down at Myrtle Beach the whole summer, playing as many shows as I could, getting in front of as many people as I could. God, it felt good to be back performing again. You know?
Yeah, man. I remember going to my first show back, and I was just like, dude, this is what live music feels like again. Like, everything's just bottled up. I mean, as a fan, I mean, we go to shows and we listen for songs like Tomorrow, just kind of let our emotions out, man. I mean, songs like that just grabbing onto us and stuff. And I missed it for so long.
Yes, sir. Same here.
So, well, man, I'm excited. I hope to see you out. We got to get you up to Chicago soon. I know we were trying to work some things out for this weekend. We're going to try to have it in studio. But, dude, next time we can get you out this way.
Man, I'm all about it. Yeah, I would love to.
Flipping through some of these last few pictures that we had pulled up. So, all right. I love just playing pictures to show the journey that you guys have been on and everything like that. So, all right, man. Well, we pulled a couple cards. My sponsor. I can't even talk now. You know, I was like, oh, it's late. My sponsor is Poddex. We're powered by Poddex. Earlier, I pulled 2 cards out. Card number 1 was, who has mentored you or taught you the most about being a musician?
Mentored me the most. I'd say my mom and dad, because the part of being a musician that people don't teach is, I know we talked about it, but the struggle. Mm-hmm. So when it gets you down, you've got to have someone in your corner, that understands the music business, understands what a musician goes through, a creative, and then can kind of pick you up and steer you back in the right direction. So it's always been my mom and dad in that regards. And other than that, I would say, man, a guy named Johnny Reed was my first publisher, first person that took a chance on me in Nashville, and my current producer now, Mark Bright. They just constantly, you know, in my time with them have showed me how to be an entertainer from Johnny. And then Mark constantly pushes me to be a better singer, better songwriter, better musician. And yeah, I'm just so thankful to have both of them in my life.
I love how earlier when we were talking about your mom and dad, how you said they go on your ups and downs with you. Like they're right there, and they go, if you're going through a hard time, they're going through it with you, because your parents want the best for you always, and they want to give you the world, and when they can't, I mean, it's rough on them. I know. Could be a mom and dad now, or being a mom or a dad now. But you and
I'm the mom.
I'm talking about you and I. But now it's like, when you look at our kids, you want to give them.
But yeah, when your kids have a bad, I mean, our kids are 7 and 4. Mm-hmm. A bad day is like they lost the cap to their marker, but you know, you feel bad for them. You know,
you want to give them, you want to fix it, and you can't always find the lid to the marker.
I know.
And it dries out, and you got to throw it away, and it just happens.
And they're sad about it.
And they're sad, and you're sad with them. But you know.
That sounds like a song.
I know, right? I'll go ahead and let you ask the next one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you threw me on the spot there.
I know.
If you could go back in time and give your younger self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh, this is an easy one. I would tell myself, don't rock the mohawk. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Leave it alone.
When I was playing for Red Marlowe, the guy I moved to Nashville right after college because I was already touring with him. And I was having so much fun. I just wanted to keep doing that. So I moved to town, and my senior year in college, I was on the track team for one of my sports, and I shaved a mohawk with the team and just kept it. So then I was the country bluegrass dobro player on stage with a country artist singing high tenor, and I'm the tallest person in the band with a mohawk that just stands out even more. Or at least delete the digital footprint on the web that we have of it. So
yeah, I didn't find any of this.
I didn't see this one. Now we're gonna go look for it. Though, I guarantee you.
I'm gonna do pretty good on pictures.
Yeah. I'm kind of getting a mental image. I kind of want to see it.
I found some young ones, but I didn't find no mohawk pictures. All right, dude. Well, our next part is the fun part before we move on to the music, which is the best part of the show. But our hot seat. So, first thing that comes to your head, I'm gonna ask 10 questions. First thing you can think of, just spit it out. You got 60 seconds on the clock. Your first vinyl you ever owned?
Ooh, Charlie Daniels' Greatest Hits.
Hell yes, back to back for Charlie Daniels. If you could only listen to music from one decade, which decade do you choose?
90s.
Hell yeah. Who is the best pizza you've ever had?
Jets Chicken Barbecue Deep Dish, 8-corner pizza.
Where's this place at?
It's I've always had it in Tennessee, but they're everywhere. They're kind of like a really expensive Pizza Hut.
We're making this list of best pizza.
This deep dish 8-corner pizza, and it's a chicken barbecue pizza, grilled chicken and sweet baby Ray's sauce. You're welcome. Yeah. Your stomach can thank me later.
What's the strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road?
Ooh, strangest thing in the middle of the road. I don't even know. I'm taking too long to even think of it. Yeah.
What was the first car you ever owned?
My first car was my old blue truck. Yeah, 1988 Chevy 2-tones. In my first music video. And yeah, it's my baby girl. Still got her.
Was that your dad's before that?
Yeah, it was. So,
okay, that was the one I heard a story about. Because weren't you doing a TV show or something on YouTube about it? And you're like, yeah, I call your dad like, hey, Dad, we're actually.
Yeah, so I'm endorsed with Rough Country, and I love the people over there. I align myself a brand a lot with them because as weird as it seems, I grew up, in the woods. Who would figure that? Riding trucks and around. Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, man.
We got hooked up with them, and they asked, what did I want to do when I was 16? Because we didn't have the money to do it. And I was like, well, I always wanted to lift it. So they lifted it for me, man. I bawled. Oh, Lord have mercy. That ride back it was right outside Memphis. That ride back to Nashville was I cried all the way. I didn't need windshield wiper fluid. I had it taken care of.
It's funny. We're gonna have to definitely edit this into like the show instead of the hot seat. I love this part. But earlier today, I'm researching the show, and I was listening to that. And as I'm listening to this, my mom's talking in the background, and she's all worried because we have a '75 Plymouth Duster. I say we because it was willed to me, but my dad owns it. But he's getting it souped up, and mom's like, he wants a big engine in it, and I'm so worried. He doesn't need this big engine. I don't know if he can handle it. But I'm listening to this interview about you calling on your dad and asking about a lift kit and this and that. And I'm hearing my mom at the same time talking about this huge engine. I'm like, this is cool. Just kind of putting the two together, and I don't know. So when you said that, I got thrown off. I was like, all right, let's talk about that. Hit that music again. Let's go back to that. There we go. All right. What's one thing people buy that you think is a waste of money?
Ooh, selfie sticks.
Yeah, I love that.
This is hard. I don't like it.
What is your hometown famous for?
An old Enterprise store.
All right. There we go. What is your I was gonna say that an 8-hour drive between shows? You're gonna get one gas station stop. What 3 snacks are you buying?
Ooh, zebra cakes, beef. I can't think fast enough. Slim Jim's beef and cheese. Get the grande size, and then probably an energy drink.
All right. What's a slogan or jingle that gets stuck in your head every time you hear it?
Ooh, slogan or jingle. I don't know. I always think about the Lion King. If you want a big pig, ooh.
Oh, y'all and your Disney, man. I love it.
My brain's on autopilot. That's all I can think of. Yeah.
The last one, man. You have a badass song tomorrow. Second badass song, "Struggle Is Real." You got to do the voice. I think you got to play the Bluebird too, right?
Yeah, I've played Blue Bird.
You got to play the Bluebird. What's left on your bucket list, man? What's your goal, dude? What's something that you just want to? I mean, is it the number one song as a songwriter? Is it playing? I mean, some people say play the Ryman or play the Opry.
Yeah.
For you personally, what is it that you're reaching for? What star do you want to grab out of the sky, man?
I honestly just want to. My dream now is to continue to play music for the rest of my life, singing songs that I've written. That's my dream. I've had a hard time really getting the following and being able to get in front of people. So if I get that to come true, I'm the happiest man alive. And then one day I've always dreamed, because my daddy was a singer and musician. It was his dream. I'd love to get him on stage at like the Opry or something one day. You know,
Oh man,
we can knock out 2 dreams, 1 stone. So
hell yeah, dude, that'd be badass. Though, hey, I wish you the best of luck with that, dude. Because honestly, that quote that I read off earlier, I threw it on the ground, but no, I didn't. Dreams are worth chasing, and if you work hard enough, you can catch them. Honestly, dude, it's so true, dude. Because you got to work for them. No one's just gonna hand it to you. I mean, Trey Lewis has that song, Believer. Dreams don't work unless you do it. And it's so true.
I know it's 100% true.
I asked yesterday a bunch of corporate people at my job what I do outside of work. And I say, I work hard, but I play harder. And I'm like, that's all I really could tell you. I mean, because that's just honestly, in order to get my dreams, I got to work hard during the day. So
100%. It's what you got to do, man. I mean, I went back to school during COVID to Vanderbilt and got an advanced degree in cybersecurity. So on my side time, I'm a pen tester now. So I, do ethical hacking and know stuff. I like computers. So
now I know a guy. All right. When next time Jackson has a little guy on his phone, I just want to hack him now. You got anything you want to ask him or throw in before we move on to the music for the night? I know we're breaking you in slowly tonight and putting you out there. So
I just wish you could see Miss Jillian smile on the podcast. You have the prettiest smile. She really
you're so sweet. Thank you. Because
somebody had to bring the pretty to the scenario, so I'm glad you did.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
She's bringing that in the brains. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, dude, I love it. All right, man. Well, I'm going to give it to you here in a minute, but you got to tell me about this first song you want to play because I hear it's a little exclusive.
Oh, yeah, man. This song. So every time before I write, I call my parents. And my daddy always says the same thing. Well, write me a good country song. And I always wanted to write one just for him that was fun and like the music we grew up listening to, So he's got this tractor named Black Snake. And as a songwriter, I couldn't help but write a song about it. I just couldn't put the words his story. His story was he found a black snake in the manifold and pulled it out, and he named the tractor Black Snake. But I envisioned, the way a snake drags its belly on the ground, a lot like an old tractor. When it finally hooks and starts plowing, bottom of it about rubs the ground. So, that was my thought. And I wrote this song called Black Snake about my daddy's tractor. And it's been one of the shows this summer. I brought it back out. And people they get it, If they grew up like me, they get it,
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to hear this. All right, here's the stage.
Can you hear that guitar okay?
Yes, I'm good.
It was a 1947 farm model age. Daddy got it running, you could hear it coming like a train from a mile away. Had a tricycle front end, an E-spring suicide seat. God condemned the devil, he trapped him in the middle, and that's why he'd overheat. He'd drop the plow, he'd hunker down, drag his belly till the ground would break. Daddy called him Black Snake. Whoa, whoa, Black Snake, we got seed that won't sow itself. Whoa, whoa, Black Snake, I got a family that needs your help. I feed you gasoline, I keep you running clean, so be good for goodness sake. Whoa, whoa, come on, Black Snake. Daddy drank his coffee black, Black Snake drank his choke. They'd head out to the field, sit down and share smoke. He refused to use anything else, 'cause Black Snake paid his dues. But just two old worn out friends with a hell of a lot to lose. say, whoa, whoa, black snake, we got seed that won't sow itself. Whoa, whoa, black snake, I got a family that needs your help. I feed you gasoline, I keep you running clean, so be good for goodness sake. Whoa, whoa, come on, black snake, yeah. Oh, black snake, we got seed that won't sow itself. Oh, black snake, I got a family that needs your help. I feed you gasoline, I keep it running clean, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, oh, come on, black snake. Whoa. Come on, black snake. Yo. Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Dude, I am having a feeling that I'm gonna be playing that in the car on repeat for a long time, man.
It's a fun jam, yeah. That's so weird how getting back out and playing, I kind of came back to my roots a lot. Roots being my bluegrass background. I've had a couple bluegrass cuts now, 2 bluegrass number 1s, and it feels good just to not overthink it.
Yeah.
I feel like for me personally, I would overthink it a lot in Nashville and be like, well, this song's not Nashville or this song's not radio. And now back home, man, just playing for my following, it's like, crap, like they like the same stuff I like. They don't care if it's radio or not, They just like good music. So that's
man.
I play that song on stage. I was fired up, ready to go.
That's why it sounds to me about this podcast, man. We're playing the people that radio won't play. So because I mean, hell, that's where the good music's coming from.
It is, man. It's
Lee, we got Lee Haywood checking in. She's from Asheboro, North Carolina. She said you're from Coleridge. Yeah. Man, Google Maps can't even find it, but she can. All right.
She knows. She's from Asheboro. She knows.
I love that. But she does a lot of Yeti hunting over there, she tells me now. So, all right. Well, the time has come, y'all, for the song that I've been waiting to hear. Definitely out of you. We talked a little bit about it just when you came in, y'all, with the idea and everything else. Dude, you when that song, like I told you, like hell, if I would have heard it 20 years ago or 10 years ago, things probably would have been different in my life. Do you think that when people start hearing that, you're gonna hear a lot of stories like that out of this song?
I do already. When I play it out, it shows. It's weird how it grabs people's attention without trying. Mm-hmm. I think that the emotion comes across, and they're like, and then they start listening. And weird enough, I get a lot of girls that are crying because they've been in that situation, or they've been in the guy situation with the song. Yeah. The guys that don't open up about things are usually the ones that come to me. And I'm like, God darn, like that's kind of what you dream of as a songwriter, to touch the people that you don't see open up,
Mm-hmm. And it's the topic like that you don't really get. I mean, you don't really get talked about much. I had Clay and Shay on this, and he had a song called "Sign Another Man," and it's totally like it's from another side of aspect. It's about writing all the things a girl loves on a napkin and give it to her new love, so he knows like what's going on and everything. It's crazy, and it's a song like that, man, because you don't really. You think about it, it's real life shit you deal with, but it's people like you that could put it down on pen on paper and actually bring it to life. And I love that, dude. So thank you for stuff like that. And just, man, that's why I'm a songwriter fan, dude. Because I love the way y'all paint pictures, dude.
Yeah.
So
it's
all right.
A form of love. Yeah.
All right, y'all. If you have never heard this song, you're in for a treat. But I'm gonna give you the stage here, man.
All right, thank you. I'll never look the same in her eyes. She's so beautiful tonight. And it's been keeping me awake for weeks. How to tell about the future that I see. 'Cause tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Tell her we've gone as far as we can go. And it kills me 'cause I know it's gonna hurt her. But it's my time to leave. She ain't done nothing wrong. She just ain't right for me. And she deserves to find her happiness. And I only know one way to give her that. So tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Tell her we've gone as far as we can go. And it kills me 'cause I know it's gonna hurt. But it's my time to leave. She ain't done nothing wrong. She just ain't right for me. I wanna wake her up right now and set her free. But this might be the last sweet dream she ever dreams of me. So tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna break her heart. Oh, heart. Oh.
Dude. Oh man. That hair standing on one second, dude. I was wow. Oh man.
Get the second verse. I got in my head. I feel like I forgot the second verse. I got in my head with it. It always happens, man. Like
I don't know. I was just thinking. I was thinking while I was hearing. I was good.
I feel like I forgot the second
If
verse.
you did, I was cool. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I go straight Will Ferrell, you know, on old school. He's like, the song of the accumulation of, oh, what happened? I blacked out. Yeah. I can physically get through it. Yeah.
Oh, you felt yeah, I'm good, man. That was
Thank you. I still feel like I forgot the second verse. I don't know. If I did, you know what? That's the only time it'll ever be done without the second verse. So.
hey, I love it, man. We'll have to listen back and be like, all right, hey, a new version of it. What did you think the first time? Yeah, I'm looking at you over there. I was gonna say I got to bring the video back up there.
You don't have to bring my video.
What did you think the first time you ever heard that song?
Oh, I love that song. I loved it. I thought it was so sweet and sweet, but like it genuine in the sense that like the thought that someone would do that for someone else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I love that song.
Well, thank you.
I do. I love it. Every time I hear it, Aaron plays it all the time. So I hear it all the time, but I do. I love that song. And I've never heard it sang the way, like I haven't heard you sing it yet. So I love that song.
That's why I look over you a couple of times and look over you just kind of see if like you're kind of like, because there's a little bit, there's a big difference. It's two different songs, I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. And I think they're both amazing.
If you guys want to hear Chris Harris's version, go back and listen to our episode 100. It's on there. So got ladies crying over it. Oh, dude, you got ladies crying probably anywhere, anytime that song is sang.
Yeah.
You have guys crying. Like the first time they ever wrote it, there's 4 grown-ass men crying in a room, I heard. So, well, Katelyn
taught me the strongest men are okay with being weak. So,
well, buddy, tell everybody where they can find you if they're looking for you. And if you got any final words for tonight, man.
May the force be with you. Final word.
I second that.
Yeah, right.
It's a great world. How's your wife? How's your kids? No, I'd like to thank everybody and thank y'all for having me on here. And I just really felt honored and humbled to be a part of this. So thank you for that.
Dude, I appreciate it.
Fun.
Thank you so much for kicking off this
So much
new
fun.
season. And I've been kind of hitting on to everybody and letting people know March, we're going to be doing our writers round in Nashville. And dude, you got to come out and join us. So we're going to be at Live Oak. And
I would absolutely love to, man.
dude, I'll get you the day. And I'd love to have you on that bill, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Put it all together.
And I forgot to mention it, but when you asked me where they could find me, it's at Katelyn Sings. It's on Facebook and Instagram. I don't do the tic-tac. I've got an account.
The tic-tac. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I just knew the tail.
Right? Over and over and over again.
If I hear fancy that one more time, I'm on the phone.
I know. Love the song, but oh my goodness.
Wow. All right, buddy. Let's go ahead and take about a 5-minute break. We'll get you back on for a couple more for the after show, man. Yeah, so take a couple minutes and we'll talk in a couple minutes.
Woohoo!
All right, dude. Have a good one. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, man. That was fun.
Yeah, so much fun.
What'd you think? That was a good time.
He's so fun. He's so nice. I love that.
I didn't kick him off. I thought I was gonna hide him. He'll come back. Though,
Oh no, he's still there. I see him.
Yeah, he's there.
He's I really do like him.
I was like, okay, there we go.
He's fun.
Oh man,
I'm
that
tired.
was a lot of fun. I
I
mean,
know,
he
he's so
was
sweet.
badass. Like,
It's been cool to watch like his journey and everything else. I wish I would.
I just hold on. I have to say, I'm listening to myself echo in my ear because I'm back listening to the backlog, and I realize I laughed super obnoxious, and people have no idea why I was laughing
Well, what?
because I could see it on his camera. And he had his face up. Look at that.
Oh,
And I could see them, and I was his face. Oh my gosh! Y'all are screwing me up on my first night as a co-host. Y'all got to quit. I'm gonna get fired up my first night.
oh man, that's a
People
fun
probably
one.
have no idea what I'm laughing at. But anyway, moving on.
Oh, that's fine. They don't see the screen that's going on. So, well, thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. It's been a great night. So,
Been a
episode
lot.
101 with Katelyn Gardner. What a voice on this guy. He is destined for big things. And his songwriting just blows me away. I wish Katelyn nothing but the best, and I can't wait to see what he does next. Like I said, March, we're gonna try to have him out on this writers round. Dude, I can't wait. So if you guys are on our after show, take 5 minutes or so. We're gonna jump on over there here in a little bit and do a couple more songs for you. So talk to you guys soon, and we'll see you next week. We got another good one coming in, so can't wait.
Bye, guys.
You gotta do the outro music still.
Oh,
I love this.
outro music. I still gotta produce. Hold on. There we go.
The Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver is brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Next week, Aaron connects more melodies and memories with other fans and the artists they love. Thanks for being a part of this musical journey, and we'll see you next time on the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.